We got the first piece of the cowl welded in. But check it out, we got the hood hinges and they fit literally perfect, almost in the original spot. As you can see, we got them bolted to this metal plate. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're gonna be back to work on our 65 Mustang. As you guys see in the previous video, we went ahead and got the entire roof installed. Everything is welded up. We might have to do a little bit more welding on the roof, but my brother Yuri is actually gonna come over here and help me do a little bit more welding on the car. Because as you guys can see, this entire area is open right now. And we already got this side welded up. We still need to weld that side up. So while we wait for my brother to come here, we're gonna go ahead and vacuum out this entire car, because as you can see, there's a lot of sand and a lot of grime inside the car. And pretty much what I wanna do in the beginning of this video is go ahead and knock out all the welding up here, get the cowl area welded on, get everything welded on, and then we can actually start on body work, which means we'll grind down all these welds, start doing all the filler work, do pull out all the dents on the quarter panel. I think there's like one little dent right here, which I kind of already started dent pulling it with the dent fix equipment. And then we do have a little rust spot right there, which we will have to address later today. But basically, let's go ahead and get this entire car cleaned out so we can get that passenger side all welded up. All right, guys, so there it is. We got everything nice and cleaned out. And while we were cleaning, my brother Yuri from 23rd Garage came in. He's actually the guy who did all the excellent welding up here, welded in these panels. The welds just looked amazing. And you know what? He said he was free today to come help me out a little bit, because we kind of want to get every body panel welded on the car before we do any body work. So he's going to go ahead and start welding this side right here. There's a couple more beads that we need to run along the side panel and right there. And while he's doing all that welding, I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping this inner cowl panel to be lined up onto the car. So me and Yuri are gonna go ahead and knock all this out, and then we'll show you guys when it's done. So check it out, guys. We got the first piece of the cowl welded in. Yuri did an amazing job welding everything in. We also did remove the dashboard before we did anything, just so we could get this piece welded in, and then once we're working on the floor panels, we can easily access it through here. And plus, we're gonna have to do a little bit of grinding inside once we get ready to go ahead and paint everything. Now what we need to do is actually start working on prepping this cowl area right here. We have to do a little bit more cutting on it to make it fit properly. Yeah, let's go ahead and put it on. Check this out, and the cowl area goes right on top like that. See, it needs a little bit of
finagling.
Yeah, because it's not fitting too well, because it just needs a little bit more trimming, but it fits up pretty decently. And then see, this bar right here that I got is gonna go right here, and this is gonna get flush cut, and then it's gonna get welded perfectly to that. So it's gonna make it look super seamless in the engine bay. But man, everything is turning out super awesome. So guys, in order to get the cowl in the perfect area, what we're gonna have to do is actually go ahead and grab the fenders, put the fenders on both sides. And I think we are actually gonna try to get the hood on here too. I do have the hood hinges right here. And I think since that we added this bar right here, we can actually add the hood hinge as well. I think that's that side right there. We can just make a bracket and it'll line up perfectly right there. So we're gonna go ahead and assemble basically the whole front end, put the fenders on, and then try to see how the hood is gonna fit up.
Way too nice. That's a way too nice.
All right, I'm gonna grab all the fender bolts. Lay it flat. All right. How's the gaps?
I mean,
They're big.
It's
Oh, okay.
adjustment, but
I was just making sure they weren't too small.
close enough. You know what I mean?
I didn't feel like busting out the whole box. Alright. Alright, let's put the bumper back on here. So guys, check it out. We got all the front end panels on the car, and guys, everything lined up pretty good, especially how everything lines up to the front end. As you can see, we did have to trim this little inner piece right here because it was butting into our new radiator support there. But honestly, it was just a little bit of trim, and it actually looks factory in there. And I just love how everything, like right here, all the front end is gonna be factory on the car. I don't really wanna mess with it too much because I want the car to look super like OEM on the outside, and then whenever you look under the hood, it's just crazy fab work going on in here. But man, everything lined up awesome. So did all the gaps look good, so we didn't have no moving with the aprons or anything like that. And guys, the main reason why we did go ahead and put everything together because we wanted to get that cowl right there perfectly aligned to the hood and perfectly aligned to the fenders. And now that it's perfectly aligned, we're gonna go ahead and put some vice clips on it. And then later, after we get the hood all attached, everything's good, we'll probably take the fenders off. We gotta do some prepping inside there and get it all that painted in. So now what we actually need to do is work on a way to get the hood hinges mounted onto these bars right here. And what the crazy thing is, these bars right here are pretty much exactly where the old aprons went, because the old aprons go like this right here, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly where it is. So it gives us a perfect mounting spot for the hood hinges. So now what me and Yuri are gonna go ahead and do is somehow get these hood hinges attached to the bar. We actually already modified it a little bit. There's actually a bracket that goes on here, but we removed it because we're gonna be bolting this straight onto the metal tube. So we're gonna go ahead and try to get everything figured out, and then we'll catch you guys when the hood is opening and closing like factory.
Wait, what is this?
Basically just spacing out the hood so we can get everything proper. Okay, we're putting it on that side. So we got the hood all lined up perfectly as it's speed. Now we're gonna lift the car.
overlap this, it might be too thick.
Yeah, I say we just do a couple of them. Might as well. So guys, check it out. We finally got the hood on the car, and we also did a lot of modifying. Got all the gaps looking perfect, going all the way from the front all the way to the back. As you guys know, there is no hood latch on here at the moment, and we are probably just going to do hood pins because the factory latches on these cars, you can actually just pop the hood without having to like go inside the car, which I don't really want that. And plus on top of that, we did install our own custom built radiator support right there. Oh, this bottle right here was actually holding that, so all the gaps were good. But check it out, we got the hood hinges, and they fit literally perfect, almost in the original spot. As you can see, we got them bolted to this metal plate that we welded on to the metal tube, so that's gonna be nice and supportive. It ain't going nowhere. And I think maybe we'll use the original springs, or I think we'll actually just slice this off and then just put a shock so it just opens up on its own. But man, this thing is looking good. The engine bay is almost complete. The only last thing we have to do on this engine bay is finish up that rear cowl area back there. As you can see, we got everything lined up. Oh man, dude, does it look good? Check that out. We got all the gaps looking good all the way through here. And if you guys know anything about aftermarket parts, they do not fit that good at all. But honestly, everything's lining up pretty decent. It's gonna need a lot of body work and a lot of more fabricating, but that's gonna be later down the road once we start on all the body work and start getting everything ready. So guys, the last thing we're gonna do in today's video is we need to go ahead and get this cowl off, and we're gonna go ahead and paint everything inside and probably go ahead and weld it on because it is in the right position. We're just gonna make a mark basically because there's really no way you could put it in the wrong area. You can see it lines up good here. These gaps are pretty good. It's definitely gonna need a lot of modifying, like the fenders and stuff, but I think I might actually have to get new fenders because as you guys know, these are off the old Mustang that I was building, and you can kind of see I cut the flare off of it for the wide body, but I don't think we're gonna do a wide body on this car just because it's gonna be a lot easier not to do it, and we can actually get some pretty decent thick wheels on it. Factory, I think we can get like 265s in the front and then 285s in the rear with the factory stance, which is perfectly fine. We're not gonna be doing anything too crazy with this car. So what we're gonna do right now is basically we gotta take off the fenders and probably take off the hood, take everything back down, get this piece off, get everything sanded and paint it, and then we can get it welded on. So guys, check it out. We got all the body panels off, and I'm still kind of surprised on how good these hinges lined up perfectly on both sides. We just welded a plate in right there, but we also got everything off, and we're going to start working on this cowl area right here. I did actually go ahead and put a self tapper so it'd keep it in its original position, and then once, because we do have to take it off right now and basically prep the hole underneath. We need to sand it. I think there's a little bit of rust because these panels were coated in rust through or weld through primer, and it's not that strong, and they were kind of sitting outside. So we're actually going to take them off right now, clean everything, basically prep it up, get it painted, and get this thing welded on, and I'll show you guys when I'm done. All right, we're gonna prep that first, and then we'll prep this. So guys, check it out. The entire cowl is fully welded onto the car and it looks really good. Everything welded up pretty good. We threw a lot of paint actually in the inside of this thing just so it would protect from the rust. But honestly guys, this stuff has been sitting outside for over a year and it barely had any surface rust on there. So that coating of paint would just help it out. But man, check that out. That's all done. We got everything lined up. We got the hood hinges working on the car exactly how they should be. They are gonna need a little bit more welding and cleanup, but we're gonna probably do all that off camera because I know you guys are already probably sick and tired of watching us weld and grind. But guys, check it out. She's basically ready to go. In the next episode, we're gonna go ahead and start doing all the body work. We have to do a little bit of grinding on the roof and start filling up all the dented areas. And then we'll probably go ahead and throw the entire car in epoxy primer. And then, guys, we'll have to start deciding on what color to paint this thing. Guys, I want to give a big shout out from Yuri from 23rd Garage. Make sure you check out their YouTube channel. They're a little smaller YouTube channel, but they do awesome work. My brother hooked me up with welding everything on the car, helped me line everything up. Definitely go ahead and check him out. Maybe sub to the channel if you want to. That's going to be a wrap for today's video. We got a lot of work done on the Mustang. And guys, it is coming together. So make sure you stay tuned for next video. We're going to be prepping this thing for paint. And we're also going to be finishing up the transmission tunnel. Probably going to do a lot of that stuff off camera because I know you guys don't really want to see it, but we got the shifter. We're gonna go ahead and put the engine in later, and bam guys, we're gonna have to start deciding on what color to paint it. I'm honestly thinking probably alpine white, just like my McLaren, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Maybe drop some color suggestions. But if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram at vTuned. Thanks for watching.
It's like